Today, we look at a very important topic in house construction, namely how to choose the best cement for house construction. Before we delve into that, we'll broadly look at the two different types of cements. One is hydraulic cement, which hardens in the presence of water, and the other is non-hydraulic cement, which hardens in the presence of carbon dioxide in the air. Due to the difficulties in storage and setting, non-hydraulic cement is not much preferred in construction. The commonly used hydraulic cement types are the Portland cement, which is the ordinary Portland cement OPC, and the Portland pozzolana cement PPC. Now let us look at a comparative study between OPC and PPC. The major constituents of both OPC and PPC are cement clinkers and gypsum. While OPC is 95% cement clinkers and 5% gypsum, PPC has an additional 25 to 30% of pozzolana, which is a kind of fly ash. The initial setting time of both OPC and PPC are 30 minutes, whereas the final setting time differs between them. OPC has a final setting time of 280 minutes, whereas PPC has a final setting time of 600 minutes. The curing time also differs. For OPC, it is a minimum of 7 days, whereas for PPC, it is a minimum of 10 days curing. When it comes to strength, OPC ranks higher than PPC when it comes to initial strength. However, the addition of pozzolana makes PPC stronger and more durable than OPC in the longer run. When it comes to durability, both of them are highly durable, and PPC will rank much higher even in adverse conditions. OPC has a black colored ISI mark, whereas PPC has a red colored ISI mark. OPC comes in three grades, grade 33, 43 and 53, whereas PPC comes in a single grade which matches in strength with OPC grade 33. When it comes to applications, the most important application of OPC is in the manufacture of concrete. It is mostly preferred in construction of buildings where strength is a major criteria. For example, it is used in commercial and industrial complexes, high-rise buildings, roads, bridges and flyovers, etc. PPC, here the strength is not a major criteria, and it is mostly used in brick masonry, plastering, tiling and other waterproofing works. When it comes to cost, OPC is slightly more expensive, about 5 rupees more than the PPC counterparts. So summarizing, OPC has a greater resistance to shrinkage, and so they are less prone to cracking in the long run. Setting time in OPC is much faster than PPC, and therefore it is highly productive. Curing time is less in OPC, and it is therefore more cost efficient. However, durability of PPC is much higher because of the addition of a fly ash or pozzolana. With a less cohesive strength, OPC concrete is more difficult to pump. Moreover, it is slightly more expensive to use OPC than PPC. Let us look at a few tips for lasting concrete. First of all, you ensure that you use only top quality raw materials, particularly cement and steel, and that too from well-known sources. Make sure that you use only the best cement for house construction and don't ever fall into the trap of choosing cheaper alternatives. When procuring raw materials, insist on test certificates for quality. Make sure that cement particularly is stored properly and there is minimum exposure to the elements before construction. Test the soil to ensure that sulfates are not present. If it is present, you might have to use SRC or sulfate resistant cement. Test the water which is being used to ensure that there is no detrimental salts or sulfates present. Also ensure that cement, water and aggregates mixed are in the recommended proportions. And don't ever reduce the curing time for concrete, as it will reduce the strength considerably. Now let us look at which cement you should be using where. For all RCC structures where strength is a major criteria, go for OPC grade 53 or 43. For masonry, plastering, tiling, etc., where strength is not the major criteria, go for PPC. For decorative areas and frontages, white cement would be the preferred option. For foundation for poor soil, you might have to go in for sulfate resistant cement SRC. Thank you for watching this video. Stay tuned for more construction related videos.